I'm going to be making cheese, and this is going to be a fox halloumi cheese that can be made without rennet but made with just milk and lemon juice. Our key ingredient here is raw milk, and you want the milk still with the fat on it. And then we're going to use lemon juice to make the curds and whey separate instead of using rennet, because rennet is a little hard to get. And then I'm going to be putting it in a brine and cooking it to make the cheese. So some of the equipment you're going to need is a wooden spoon. You're going to need a steel pot, and then you're going to need some kind of mechanism to drain your cheese. You have a cheesecloth, or you have a really small kitchen cloth that you can fold in half, and I can use a spaghetti strainer, or I can just use a wooden strainer and something to catch the whey. Because what happens when your your curds and whey have separated is you're going to pour it in here, and all this greenish colored whey is going to flow to the bottom, and your cheese is going to remain in the cloth. Then you're going to press the cheese. Now over here, I have the device which I sort of thought of to press the cheese, and the cheese is going to be pressed in this.
Oh look, it's rose leafy.
The cheese is going to be pressed in this. You want something heavy like a kettle or what, and here what I've got here is my 3 best books. The bread Bible, the cake Bible, and the pie and pastry Bible. And this is all going to help my cheese stay get nice and firmed up.
Talk about selling out.
So this is going to protect the books from getting wet. So we're going to start with opening the milk. And you want to make sure that your stock pot is really clean, that all your utensils are clean and sterilized. Well, at least they're clean. They should be sterilized. And then you have your stock pot here, make sure it's clean, and then we're going to open the milk, and the milk comes like this. It's totally raw milk. So,
Grab your toes! Oh yeah!
alright, I've got the string of the milk here, and you want to save this string because you're going to use it to hang the milk later on, the cheese. So I'm going to pour the milk into the fire. And I'm going to turn on the fire and bring the milk to a gentle boil, not a big rolling boil, just a gentle boil. And then I'm going to add in about half of this lemon juice. So you can see. Keep stirring the milk really gently while it's coming to a boil so that you don't have boiled over milk. And you can see that it's really fresh and good, creamy, rich, raw milk. That's going to come to a boil here, and it will really foam up and be so nice.
Try la 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 la.
Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the brine here. Now for the brine, you just need 5 parts of boiling hot water, 5 parts of whey, which comes from the milk, and 1 part salt. So what I did was I had 3/4 cup of whey, 3/4 cup of boiling water, and a heaped tablespoon of sea salt. And that is going to brine your paneer cheese and make it something like halloumi. Because when you brine it, the cheese is going to become soft and it's going to become salty. And that's what I like about frying the salty cheese with herbs and oil and dill and all that. Okay, the milk is almost to a boil. Oh, come and take a look at it. See how lovely the milk is, and as soon as it's at a slow boil, we're going to put in lemon juice. See how foam? Notice how the foam rises to the top. It's really fat milk, and that makes for good cheese. boil and cut first. Okay, it's really coming to a boil, so let's turn off the fire before it... Oh, phew. Okay, I'm going to put half the lemon juice, or at least about a third of it. And over here I have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, but I'm probably going to need only about 1.5 tablespoons. So stir the milk gently and let the lemon juice work its way in, then add another splash. And now the curds are already separating from the whey. You can see here that it's turning to cheese, but it's not quite clear yet. We want it to continue to separate. I'm just going to get the fire on. Okay, low fire. Look at that. That's what you want. And the whey and the curds, the solid and the liquid. Okay, our last bit of lemon juice, and that should be the trick. Now watch carefully as the milk separates into curds and whey, and it's going to be very clear, very obvious. Ah, here it is, watch. See the milk is turning color to be a bit greenish. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Wow, okay. This is almost done. I'm just going to stir it around gently a little bit more.
And then... get to your backhand. No.
Okay, I'm going to stir this around gently a little bit more because it's about done. It's about ready. Look at how clearly the whey separates from the curds.
Your hand is actually blocking, sorry.
And what we have here is paneer cheese. Zoom. Okay, I'm going to put this in the sink, and then I'm going to put on my oven mittens. The hot whey will drip out at the bottom, and the milk curds will stay in the cloth. I'm lifting the curds in the cloth. Get all the corners of the cloth. Then I'm bringing it over here. Samuel!
Don't cut this part out.
Okay, I've lifted the curds off the cloth, and I'm just going to bring the cloth over here.
Achtung!
I'm wrapping a rubber band, or you can do that with a piece of round string. I'm just going to wrap it and hang it here to drip a little while.
And in the meantime?
In the meantime, I'm going to pour all the whey back inside the pot. And it can stay there. Okay. So the curds are rinsing in there.
Okay.
Okay, so now this is in the tray, and I'm just going to shape it with clean hands into a sort of round. And I'm going to cover it once, twice, and put this on top, and we're going to start with the book. That's going to be here, and it's going to press the cheese down. So you make sure this is stable, that the books will not all slide off, and then you just want to press it maybe 2 hours, or from 20 minutes up to 2 hours, around there, or maybe 3 hours, depends on whether you want a spongy sort of cheese or you want a really firm one. And of course, the firm ones are easier to fry and to keep in a nice shape. Once this is pressed, I'm just going to cut it in small pieces and put it in the brine, which again is made of 3/4 cup boiling hot water, 3/4 cup whey, and 1 heaped tablespoon of salt. And this whey here, which is now hot, I have saved in here and I can use it for smoothies and a lot of things. Alright, the cheese is finished and look how beautiful it is. And you can see that it is really firm, except for the sides which are a little crumbly, but the cheese is very flexible. So I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half.
It's pretty thick.
And you can see how lovely and thick it is and how it doesn't crumble at all.
So let me ask you a question. Can you just eat it like this?
Yes.
Right,
You can, but it doesn't have any salt, so it's not very nice. It's best fried. I'm going to cut it in half again. And I'm going to cut it into cubes. And then I'm going to keep each of these cubes in the brine. And that would be in the brine for at least 5 hours. Or around about 5 hours to turn salty. If you do not want it salty, you just gently put it in the brine for a short while. And you can see how easy it is to make a beautiful log, about a palm full of cheese. And this is so lovely fried. It is really very tasty, so you should try this. So this is kosher halloumi cheese. Arab, vegetarian, and simple to make without any rennet. When you're ready, just drain out the cheese, fry it with some oil and dill and